Pastor Earl and Sharon. This video is for you, and I'm very glad that we're doing this for you. We love you. I love you both so much. Throughout the years, you've done so much for us and our family specifically. I do want to give two things that came to mind when I thought of both of you. One of them, I'll start with Sharon, ladies first. Sharon, you had always told me that your hands, when my kids were growing up, your hands were meant for love, not for spanking, and to use, a spoon or something else. Very difficult to do when it's your own child. However, as our grandkids are being raised, I try and instill that in our kids as they're raising their kids, that your hands are meant for love. And I really appreciate that advice. And Pastor Earl, this is kind of a confession, I guess, but when we were teenagers, we used to time your prayers because your prayers were very long. And as a teenager, that's kind of like, ho-hum, but looking back now as an adult, I very much appreciate those prayers that you did. You taught me how to pray, and I very much treasure those timed prayers, but knowing that you pray for everyone, and there's never a time limit that we should have on God, and I thank you for that lesson. And again, we love you.
The things I remember about Pastor Earl is children time, especially because our children always liked when he did the puppets up front behind the brick wall, and he did really good with that. And I loved how he would dress up as different characters of the Bible different times on a Wednesday night maybe or a Sunday, and he was just really good at that, and I enjoyed him doing that. They've been very special to us, and we love them, and we just appreciate everything they've done for us. They have helped us through many times, through prayer, going through hard times, and they've always been there. And we just love you and wish the very best for you.
I appreciate Pastor Earl for just being Pastor Earl. For how many times he was always there, as Patty said, whenever you needed him. I think particularly one time I had an accident as an Altoona. It was just like a blink of the eye. He was right there on the scene, and just there at the hospital to comfort me and let me know that he's praying, and just the fact that he's always present. He was always on the job, and he done a great job. He always represented Christ to the utmost.
Pastor Earl has been really compassionate towards people of the church, and to me personally, he's invited me to lunch several times, and I just think he's been very, very, very kind to people.
So I am thinking of two specific times, one for Pastor Earl and Sharon both. Several years ago, they held a marriage enrichment weekend, and it was a blessing to me, and there are some handouts that they gave that I still share with my husband and try and emulate what they have taught. And as far as Pastor Earl himself goes, I think about when Nick got baptized and was not anticipating and expecting that. He took it from the kindness of himself to go and get him dry clothes that he could put on because he hadn't anticipated needing those. So those are just some of the examples that I can think about of their compassion and serving us as they love us.
Some memories that I have of Grandma and Grandpa are getting, when Grandma would make us fudgesicles when we were little, and we would sit outside on her back porch, and she would just get to watch us having a good time. Grandpa will tell the funniest stories still to this day at supper time whenever we're listening, and I love the appreciation that they have for us when they do silly little gestures like that. It's always a blessing to get to go to Grandma and Grandpa's house. Sometimes it's not every Sunday anymore, but I do love every Sunday that I get to be with them.
I appreciate Earl and Sharon because they feed me every Sunday right after church. I love it because every Sunday we get to go see them and they cook a meal for all of us, and they have kind of put up with us and all of our hooliganness, and even though we might drive them nuts, they still love us.
I really admire Earl and Sharon so much for their roles as parents and grandparents. They've raised their family so well, and I think are such good examples of what a Christian family should be.
when we started attending church here, Pastor Herr was just finishing up his last few years of his formal ministry here, and that was about 20 years ago, and he is still ministering in so many ways, and to me that just sums up who he is, that he ministers to so many people in so many ways, and that never officially ends for him. And same with Sharon. Both of them, to me, they just have so much love for the people in this church and the people in the community, and no matter how much they have going on in their lives, they just always show so much care for other people, and they just have shown such a strong faith, and in spite of all the difficult times that they've gone through, and it's just such a blessing to me to have them part of my church family.
And I just also just thank them for their hospitality through the last 20 years and how much they've done for us, and just going to their home and seeing their whole family there, and just praising God when they first start to eat, that they start to sing, and it just meant a lot to me, and I just thankful for their faithfulness throughout the years, and just thank you for the blessing that He gave Laura and I throughout the years.
Earl and Sharon, we enjoyed your pastorate as you here for 40 years. That was a long time, but we really appreciated it. And I can remember going to your homes for dinner at times. And one funny thing, we always say, Earl, you really had long prayers, and which is great, that's fine. But I can remember your children growing up. Ruth may have been born when you first came here, I'm not sure, but all the other kids were born here, and it was just appreciate each and every one of you, and we enjoyed your fellowship and your pastorate. Thank you.
You're such a blessing. We love you both.
Sharon was especially a blessing in middle school, being my Sunday school teacher, and she had lots of fun things planned for us. We went to Sight and Sound, and we had sleepovers at her house, and just always a good leader for Sunday school and all those sorts of things.
So I don't ever remember being here at this church without them. And Earl baptized me as a teenager, and then he married me and Rachel in 2009. And they're a good example of a Christian marriage.
Right. He married Bob and I. He said supposedly we were the first couple that he married when he came here, and we're almost married almost 45 years. 2 kids. Sharon came to my house and visited with me when I was going to have Jason. She thought I was nervous, which I was, and she had some experience in having her kids, and gave me a talk, and we had Jason, and 2 years later we had Josh, and almost married for almost 45 years. They've been with us every step of the way.
I appreciated the article Earl Allen's had in the Herald Weekly. Thanks for doing that all them years.
We want to thank Sharon and Brother Earl for showing love, kindness, compassion, being so available all the time whenever there's a need arises. And Earl, your Bible school teaching in Sunday school and everything is just out of this world. I wish I had half the memory verses that you do.
We enjoy Sunday school very, very much. We learn something new every week, and the way he brings the points out is just unbelievable. And the memory he has, and the love that he has for the teaching of the Sunday school class is just wonderful.
Thank you.
Right from the beginning, as we started here about 15 and a half years ago, we have felt love and acceptance and support from both Earl and Sharon. In fact, Earl told me repeatedly that I don't have to be like him, because he told the congregation that whoever was going to come next was going to be different than him. I don't know how much he knew how different we were going to be, but at the same time, our differences have actually caused us to bond and have a good relationship together over the past 15 and a half years. And so we really appreciated your leadership both in Sunday school and as a deacon and as a support to both of us.
Yes, and I echo just thank you for your open, welcome arms when we came here, and the love that you have shown, not just the 2 of us, but our entire family. Thank you for just always loving us, and we've always known that you are there for us if we need a listening ear. Thank you for your wisdom and your kindness, and
And just also Sharon, thank you for the many hours that I have spent in time talking with you, and just knowing that you were there as a source of support for me has always been such a comfort to me. Thank you.
We know that you have often said, as long as the Lord gives us strength, we'll continue to serve, and that has been an example to us and a challenge to us. So thank you both. May the Lord continue to bless you, and may we continue to have fellowship with you and to grow together.